Alright, so this is Nocturne Mix. We have SamE versus MicahTheDebater. Micah has definitely been on the come up lately. I know Micah has definitely improved a bunch in like the past 6 months. So let's see what happens. Alright, so let's look at the board. We have Acting Troop as a village. Herald as a village, Squire as a village, Archive and Herald for draw, Tormentor gets you imps, Bard looks pretty underwhelming, Sacred Grove or Squire for buy, Fool also looks a little underwhelming, but it is a money-ish thing with Lucky Coin, so maybe you pick up a Fool, I don't know. Wishing Well is also draw, although it's not particularly like reliable draw. And Fairgrounds means that, you know, money will have a harder time closing out because there's more alt VP. So they both open Wishing Well. Not unreasonable with no real trashing. Or just no trashing. You're going to be able to wish for copper a lot and you should be able to find it. Grabs an archive. Oh, interesting. So let's see. Micah opened Wishing Well Fool. SamE opened Bard Wishing Well. Okay, so they both grab Archives as their first 5. More Wells. Here, do you play the lucky coin? Yes. Seems like it. Hitting 5's a good thing. And he actually commerces for gold. Okay, so they're playing this very money-ish. Seems a bit early for gold to me. But SamE's better than me, so maybe it's not. If your goal is just play some variant of Archive money, then yeah, I mean, I guess that's okay. Okay, so let's look at these boons. We get Moon's Gift, which is alright. It's certainly not a bad boon for tossing an estate. So what do we top deck here? Decides to top deck a silver, stash the copper away in the archive, and buys another archive. So yeah, like I said, okay, a lot of green getting stashed away there. They are just kind of playing archive money, which with Lucky Coin on the board makes sense. Lucky Coin does really push games towards money. There's no trashing, so building like a heavy Herald kind of thing with Squire for plus buy and Grove for money and plus buy, like it's gonna be really hard to do. There's just no trashing, so yeah, money, money it is. Money, money, money. Sweet. I have no idea if I'm like too loud or too soft. This is my first time using OBS and stuff, so um, we will hope that the volume comes through on the recording and everything looks relatively good. Anyway, here we're just going to province. So we have a pretty even game right now. SamE looking at a potential dud unless he gets some nice boons. This is probably going to be a duchy. I don't think he takes Guy's Gift here. SamE does take Guy's Gift. Okay. So what is he buying for 3? Or 4, rather. Another well. As player 1, I kind of want to be... Oh, he grabbed a bard. Wow, yeah. They're next to each other. I should just look at the log. It's too hard to figure out what people buy from, like, trying to see the cards because I have animations off. Buys an archive. I kind of wanted to be ahead on VP as player 1 going to the single buy money game. But Micah also doesn't hit 8, so this looks like, and doesn't duchy. So this looks relatively okay. Okay, prays for a good boon, gets one. This is a province. So let's see, you should probably wish for copper, as much as that sucks. Wishes for silver and finds it. Okay, he goes for the high roll. So this is where I wanted that duchy from SamE so that this doesn't turn into, or just that he's a little bit of a VP lead going into these duchy dance phase. But that is a nice boon. He can grab duchy estate here. Oh, he still has archives. He can go a lot bigger than that. This could be a big turn. That is a huge boon. Alright, so here you could do like Duchy Fairgrounds. That's what he does. So this is a nice 7-point lead going into the Duchy dance phase on a single gain board. SamE can comfortably just buy duchies from here. And, you know, you're not getting River's Forest Gift again for a while. Let's see what SamE has in his archives. Okay, he takes the boon first. So here he can province. And that looks pretty safe to me. Yep. And looking at a potentially not that great hand, this is one of those hands where you kind of wish your opponent plays fool so that your fool does something. It's just going to be a duchy from Micah. So here I think you discard the fool. Yeah, and Flame's Gift is not what you're looking for right now. Okay, so there should be another Fairgrounds. SamE with a comfortable lead. So unless we have a really good boon show up, I kind of don't see SamE losing this. I mean, he has to miss 5. Okay, Mountain's Gift, pretty underwhelming, but just getting more Fairgrounds is perfectly fine. Okay, let's see. Do any of these boons really do anything? You can grab an extra estate, I guess, but it's not particularly exciting. Yeah, just buy another fairgrounds. And here, SamE has his first dud of this greening phase where he has to just buy an estate, but he's still looking at a big lead. Sky's Gift doesn't do anything. Okay, another fairgrounds. So now Micah is in striking range. If SamE duds, wishing well find silver. Oh, and that's game. Alright, fairly boring board, pretty money-ish. Archive money is a solid strategy for those of you who don't really know. It's, it's a good money variant. Archive gives you a lot of smoothing for the newer players in the chat. But yeah, I kind of hate boards like that because it feels like I don't really win or lose based on like outplaying my opponent as much as like, oh, did I get good shuffles? Kind of annoying. Not my favorite kind of board. But it looks like we have a much more interesting board here. We have Bridge Troll and Horn of Plenty. So there's two Megaturn cards. I've been joking that this is like Megaturn mix because I played so many boards this mix that are either Bridge Troll or Horn of Plenty games. So for villages, we have Acting Troop and we have Ghost. For draw, we pretty much just have Wisps and Exorcists, and Black Market, of course, is potentially everything. Snowy as well for village. Conclave's kind of a village. So yeah, I mean, this game's going to be really important on finding draw in the black market and getting lots of imps. And Wisps. Wisps are a great draw. Especially once Bridge Trolls are in play. Let's see what his first black market pull is. So you could grab an artisan here. What do you exo for imp? Yeah, you can, silvers are good. Other random 3 or 4 cost cards that you don't really want around anymore. Like maybe you decided to get rid of a conclave. But yeah, you're usually exoing silvers for imps. There's a little bit of an anti-synergy with exo and bridge troll. If you have a bunch of bridge trolls in play, then you can't exo stuff into anything. So that's something to watch out for. Oh, right. There's also Horn of Plenty Treasurer here. So you can pop horns and then regain them with Treasurer. Treasurer is also, of course, good thinning as usual. Yeah, I'd say that's true on the whole. I would definitely be looking at Devil's Workshop sometime soon because with Black Market, you do have a good potential to be able to hit Imp relatively easily. Okay, so he's able to crypt away a bunch of coppers. That's good. So I actually kind of like Rats as a black market pull because it's just a cantrip trasher, but I can see how Junk Dealer. I mean, Junk Dealer's just a strong card. Ooh, Montebank and Fairgrounds, both huge black market pulls. Yeah, you're going to take the Montebank, of course. On this no curse trashing board and only copper trashing as treasure, you're going to take that Montebank every day. So yeah, this Montebank is gonna hurt a lot, no doubt about that. That is a black market bomb. So we have our first bridge troll's been gained. Still no horns. Forge is interesting. Goes for the Herald. I mean, we need villages. And there's Snowy and there's Acting Troop, but okay. So yeah, I think Acting Troop as a source of villagers for a while is fine. Eventually, you're gonna want a Snowy. Barge is draw. We want draw cards. I think Barge is a pretty clear take there. And SamE really make him work with these crypts. He's just setting aside coppers like no one's business. So it looks like the plan, my initial thing of saying that we are going to go for imps is just not happening. It's like the plan is to find draw on the black market and just get nice and thin with Exo. It looks like they're building towards a bridge troll mega turn, but that might pivot to horns if trolls don't split very heavily one way or the other. Artisan Conclave. Um, yeah, Conclave Artisan. Not sure what you gain here. It looks like Horn. Horn makes sense to me. Um, takes the key here. Not sure why you don't trash a copper, but fine. Okay, so he gains a crypt and a province. So the province is a little weird to me. I really expected him to be going for more of a mega turn strategy. Courtyard's great. Courtyard is draw and it protects you from terminal collisions. It's like one of the best. I mean, there's some crazy two cards. I'm not going to say it's like one of the best two cards, but it is an insane amount of value for a two cost. And we need draw on this board, so I'm clicking Courtyard for sure. Yeah, I think that's another pretty easy decision. Now he's yeah, mode is nice with Mountebank, but mode is his problem where it needs to be in your hand to do anything, and it's often not. Moat is like really bad at being a moat. Something like Guardian or Lighthouse are just so much better at actually blocking attacks. Okay, so let's count uniques. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if he played the treasure, he could have popped this for a province, but it looks like now he's decided he wants to build more. Okay, there's the Snowy, so that's going to give him some flexibility. Also introduces, okay, he's turned the treasure into a ghost. Yep. So I guess he's done enough thinning. He wants the ghost for a village effect now. Um, I'm not sure I agree. I really like the idea of popping horns and then getting them back with treasure, but sure. So what do you gain here? Maybe something. I mean, if he's going in on the bridge trolls, it could be troll and then 2 troops. Troll troops, Snowy. Conclave, Snowy. I mean, there's a bunch of things you could potentially be gaining here. Oh, you can't do Conclave, Snowy. My math is off. But you could grab some combination of. See, Snowy if he's getting troop. I mean, yes. Troop doesn't draw. And Snowy is a lot of stuff. Snowy is awkward though. You have to decide how many villagers to use beforehand. Ooh, Silk Merchant. That's probably an easy click. Because it could be Soothe. Like, the trashing's bad, but I would just click Silk Merchant. Okay, so once SamE has. He wanted to get a province. Just to flex. Um, but now he's decided to build towards a Horn Megaturn, it looks like. So I'm guessing he just takes Troll Troop here. Yeah, I agree, Tracer. I really wanted to get imps. I was saying imp was the best draw on the board, pretty much. Um, and it's not like it's too hard to activate between Bridge Troll and Black Market. Like, you should be gaining imps with Devil's Workshop. And Hop, yep, for sure. That gains you more cards too. So yeah, Devil's Workshop seems great to me. I get wanting to open EXO over it, but I don't see any reason why we have to ignore it. And yes, that is a lot of crypts. I wonder if he's going to crypt away all these horns now or something. Like, I'm not sure how the crypts and the horns are going to interplay. Does he just want to crypt away the coppers? Because the awkward thing is, if you crypt all your Horn of Plenties, then you can't play them all in the same turn. Okay, trashes a horn for another ghost. Sets Black Market aside. Probably not what you're looking for. Can you get a possession from Black Market? No, because there's no potion cost cards on the board. I don't know. I don't think cards that you can't buy can appear in the black market. So I think you would need potion to be on the board for it to show up. I think that's the way the new black market works. Yeah, what Dan said. Has to not be banned and potion has to be in the kingdom. So you can't get potion cost cards in the black market unless there's potion. But also you can't see your banned cards in the black market either. Okay, so you grab Snowy, troops, trolls. He's playing for this big bridge troll mega turn. On the other hand, SamE's playing for this horn mega turn. So we have a very interesting sort of conflicting strategy here. SamE can do some gain and play with horns here if he wants because of black market. And Kimmy, I actually have pulled possession from the black market before. Um, it's pretty funny when it happens. Uh, it's not often. It doesn't mean it's an auto resign. I mean, the thing about possessions is you want to be able to play a lot of them, and if it's on a board where I think the board I picked it up on like didn't really have villages or like good deck control or anything, so it wasn't like that huge. I think I lost the game. Um, if you possession's really strong when you can get deck control, maybe you have some kind of throne or something, you can play a lot of them somehow. But just picking up one possession off the black market, it's certainly a bomb, but like, it's a bigger bomb than tactician or outpost. Has throne possession work? You get multiple turns as them. So if you king's court of possession, you get 3 turns in a row on them as them. Yeah, Donald X actually said that he would if that possession shouldn't have been thrownable, but he's also said that possession just shouldn't exist and it was a mistake. So you gotta you gotta just roll with the punches there. Okay, with those bridge trolls in play, you can cash in horns or provs. What do you buy here? More trolls. And a really bad hand for SamE coming up. He's got his ghosted silk merchant, so he's actually looking at what might be a really nice hand. He should be worried about a pile out, but on the other hand, he's up in VP. But yes, here SamE, if he has enough horns, could conceivably do something like take horn 4 conclaves and well, see, that's the thing, he doesn't have enough horns. If he did have more, he could pile and win. But right now, this would be piling for a tie. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uniques in play. That sucks. He could take the tie here. He is player 2. Oh, there's no tie on the board, is there? Because he needs 5 gains, he only has 4 horns. So, yeah, there's not even a tie. Exactly, Warfrat. At least he's a crypt for all these horns. So I'm liking Micah's position a lot, assuming he draws well. He could potentially win on this turn. Okay, SamE Kane's a young witch. That seems okay. It's a unique. It curses. Gives you some sifting. It's not inspiring, but it's okay. The last horn and a duchy for some VP and a province for some VP. So Micah can't just straight pile out, but Micah only needs, 1 province and the rest of the conclaves to win. Okay, he's got some actions going. This is a good look. But looks like he has to stop here. Unfortunately, he can't play everything. Okay, that was a mistake, but it doesn't matter because he's enough actions. Masterpiece costs 0. I don't know. I guess you could take a goat herd for fun. Gaining gold wouldn't have been crazy. Here, I think you just have to take a province. maybe some estates if you're paranoid. It lowers though. I'm not sure you actually want to take any estates. Let's see what Micah decides to do. I think you just province, be happy with the fact that you have 2 bridge trolls in play, and hope you get another turn. Province doesn't help much. 3 duchies, and I mean, I don't know that adding all that green helps much more. If SamE gets a turn here, then... But SamE does not get a turn. Oh. Yeah, that's why you don't lower duchies. So yeah, I really don't like taking 3 duchies. I think I would have just taken a province there and nothing else. So that's interesting. This whole set, I've had a bunch of... This whole mix, sorry. I've had a bunch of games with Bridge Troll and Horn of Plenty, but I've never had one where both were viable on the board before. This is the first time I've seen where players took divergent strategies going for mega turns. In all the games I played in my mix, there was one or the other that just clearly looked better. Wow, did they really just roll another Black Market Bridge Troll Horn of Plenty game? Oh, with Conclave as well? That is, well, it's a mix, so you need to get used to playing with the same cards over and over, I suppose. We also have Knights on the board. We have Hunting Party, so we have some actual draw, which is great. Cursed Village and Bridge Troll go together well. We have plenty of villages, plenty of draw. I don't really like Knights either, Kimmy. I think they're kind of degenerate, but I don't dislike them as much as I dislike some of the other stuff. Like Cultist and Swindler. I think those are very silly cards that shouldn't be in the game. Knights are annoying, but they don't have as big a problem with centralizing the game, I think. And the other thing about Knights is the pain eventually stops. Swindler's a 3 cost. Museum and Black Market, yeah, you could score a large amount of points here. Knights are also all uniques before they die, so you might see some funny point counters. Truffle's not another Black Market game, another Bridge Troll Horn of Plenty Black Market Conclave game. So let's see if he decides. Hag seems reasonable. Engineer seems reasonable. Ironwork seems reasonable. They all look kind of good. Okay, Bailey doesn't do anything. Yeah, that was just wrong play order, I think. So encampment is not the black market bomb I thought it was, because it actually does set itself aside. I thought that it was like experiment where since it didn't have a pile to return to. Kimmy, a good rule of thumb is don't. Like on a board like this where you're gonna score, you know, some huge number of points in one turn through Bridge Troll or Horn of Plenty, uh, the Defiled Shrine points don't mean anything. Until you have deck control, you don't want to add that curse to your deck. Once you have deck control and can trash the curse like easily, then it's if you can grab it if you have an extra buy. But if it's a board like this where the points don't matter, yeah, Throne for sure. Throne is just such a good card. Um, then I don't think you almost ever want to be. Oh, throning a knight. That is so mean. But yeah, I think a good rule of thumb is just ignore Defiled Shrine until you have deck control. Unless it's like a single game and the points really do matter because it's going to be a straight VP race. In that case, there's an argument to take Defiled Shrine early. So let's see what that knight did. It flipped a copper in a state and it trashed a soothsayer. Okay, that's not bad. Grabbing an ambassador looks really good. That's pretty annoying. Yes, smugglers can't grab stuff from the black market, so it's definitely not as good as it usually is. But presumably you're still gaining ironmongers, villages, blah blah blah, and in which case, it's quite good. Um, and once there's cost reduction in play with the bridge troll, you can smuggle provinces. This is just mean. SamE should feel bad. Ambassador's a bad card. You should ban it. Experiment, here's a lab. Mint, on the other hand, lets you kill off 3 coppers, but I think I still take Experiment because it's a lab for 3. And I can buy another 3 card. Okay, he doesn't buy anything. And Micah resigns. Yeah, I mean, those black market pulls were pretty brutal. He was going to be able to send a lot of curses, trash a lot of cards. That was, I mean, SamE had a very strong deck. I wouldn't have resigned that early, but um, I mean, look at the deck. SamE's deck is just so much better. 3 hunting parties to 0, throne room and ambassador, a knight, and 2 black markets. All right, so we've got another lucky coin board. We've got Hermit on the board, so I wouldn't be surprised if both players open double Hermit. Hermit tournament also seems reasonable. There's also bargain on the board. I'm not sure I want any of the 5s that early, but it is an option. I'm a big fan of double Hermit opens. I just think they're really good. Hermit's an insanely strong card. And here with the extra silver coming in from Lucky Coin, you're less likely to collide them. Okay, so SamE goes tournament. So it looks like, I'm guessing we have tournament Hermit from both players, yeah. Okay, more tournaments. So let's talk about tournament and Hermit for a second. And the fact that we have bargain on the board. Yep. So you can get a Madman. The Madman accelerates your deck really fast, which means you're going to be able to both get a province and find your province and tournament with Madman really well. And you have useful things you can buy during Hermit turns here. Between bargain and commerce, Hermit's always going to gain something, so commerce will gain you a gold. or 2 golds in this case, right? Like, look, ooh, because he had a lucky coin. And bargain just lets you buy 5s, or even 4s on hermit turns. I mean, you give your opponent a horse, but it's well worth it to get a madman and a 5. Okay, so here he can get a clean shuffle with a province in it. Actually, not if he wants a madman, but I think you still take the province here. Madman, first tournament doesn't find the province, second tournament. Oh, SamE doesn't have a province. I don't know what I'm talking about. Micah has 2. Okay, so here presumably you do hermit commerce, get a madman. I would do hermit, gain hermit, buy commerce, get a madman. Buys bargain for a cursed village instead. Okay, let's see what famine did. It didn't toss anything huge, so that's okay. Gains an acting village. Interesting. Acting troop, I mean. Acting village. That's what we wish it was. We wish it was a real village. So let's see. He connects. Yep, he had a good chance. He had tournament and province in his last 8 cards, so he connects them here. Presumably, first prize is followers. Yep. There is some followers recovery here, and that cursed village lets you draw back up. But it's still a really good attack, especially if you have hermits to kill off the estates. And it really sort of nerfs Madman because you can't have those. Well, I mean, Madman just draws a lot less if you're starting from a 3-card hand. Okay, so we have a double prize turn here from SamE, presumably gains Princess. Okay, so now Hermit does crazy things because Hermit can gain everything in the world. Let's see what he decides to gain here. Another cursed village doesn't seem crazy. Tragic hero also seems good. Here we can commerce for 3 golds. Yeah, that's pretty good. Get a madman. So here we probably go madman followers. Hope to find another province for tournaments. Although the good prizes are gone, I still wouldn't. Oh no, you don't play that first. You don't ever play that first because they can reveal a province, and you have that lowers your hand size, and you don't get a chance to make them discard a province with followers. Yeah, you play Madman first. You played Madman, then you play followers, so that hopefully you make them discard the province. Then you can play your tournament. Okay, Diadem, as usual, being kind of okay because it ends up being worth 2 or 3, but kind of underwhelming. SamE's in a pretty bad position. Here probably top deck followers. Yep. parking for another hero. Yep. Yep. Notably, SamE has a bunch of villagers while Micah does not, which is going to hold him back a bit. Here we could see an explosive turn. Madman in play, Princess Hermit, do some cool stuff. Might be able to double. SamE wins. Is this in hand? Let's see, those two tournaments gain duchies. Princess is in play. Hermit gains another duchy, and then you double. Yeah, this is easy win. You even get to trash a curse with Hermit. That's nice. This is just overkill, SamE. Yep, so some small misplays from Micah there, but overall just well played by SamE. So GG's. Hope you enjoyed listening, and I am gonna hope this recording came through, and we'll try uploading it to YouTube. All right, thanks everyone.